Yeah, sorry. It's like her
Hey,
crazy.
everybody, welcome back to 3BC, empowered by the KUDZUKIAN Network. That's 3BC is three black chicks, in case you didn't notice. We're three black chicks. And we've got our special guest on here, Nikki Dawkins from Period.org. Welcome, Nikki. And the
Hi.
baby.
And yes, you got a two
She's
for
so
one today.
cute. Hey, Bambina. She's adorable. Nikki was actually supposed to come on our March show, but she's like, "Yeah, I'm due like that week." I was like, "Girl, just have that baby. We'll circle back to you." And Nikki, not only does she work with Period.org, she's also a doula. So noted, you guys. She's in Florida. You're in Miami. She's in Miami,
Right.
Florida too. So Period.org came to our attention because they're really advocates um, against period or advocates for the what is the right word? Alleviation of period poverty, right? So, period poverty is a lack of access to the necessary sanitary items for women or feminine hygiene type of products for women, basically pads, tampons, etc. And that affects, and I'll let Nikki say more about it, but that affects, 1 in 10 college students, and correct me if I'm wrong, 1 in 10 college students. And Nikki actually, in particular, came to my attention because she was doing work on college campuses with young college women um, to make sure that they had the necessary sanitary items. We think about it as something that happens in Africa. We hear the stories that people want to raise money to send period cups over there because they're using like old mattress foam and or stuff in the
Rags.
rags and leaves and all kinds of stuff, but it's happening right here too. So Nikki, come on in and tell us a little more about what you do, why you do it, and so
Oh
on.
my gosh, thank you. Hi everyone, thank you for having me. Good to see
Yes.
you, lady. Yes. So my name is Nikki Dawkins, and I'm the founder of Period Miami. I also work for Period National Organization as a Southeast Regional Coordinator, and I'm a doula as well. So anything reproductive health is kind of my jam. And what my work with Period is along the lines of education, advocacy, and service. So we provide product. We also educate people about periods, especially period stigma, which is really common. And then we also fight to get things like tampon tax removed or providing free products for women in schools or young girls in schools or menstruators, as we like to call them. Another bill that we're currently starting to build is to add period products to government programs like WIC and EBT. So that's what
And
we do.
in 35 states, I looked it up, and 35 states consider tampons and such and pads a luxury item. Isn't that
Yeah.
That's
interesting?
ridiculous.
And there's a tax on them versus um, not necessities like food and stuff like that. They consider them a luxury item. What? How is that? What is that?
Apparently, bleeding is a luxury. You know,
Yeah,
it's fancy.
yeah.
But yeah,
In
there is a
China,
tax on
though, not here. In China,
right.
not in
But there's no
U.S.
tax on things like Viagra. It's period products, which is really
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah. So here's the vicious cycle, right? You have the Viagra to keep your, since the baby's there, we're gonna be sanitize it to keep your business
Firm.
together. Yeah, keep your business firm. The ladies have their period. Well, then you complain about, oh, the lady got pregnant. Well, yeah.
Yeah, and most men can't
Can
even
we?
say period or menstruation or,
Nothing.
they can't go into a store and buy you feminine hygiene
It's a cringe
products.
moment. It's a cringy moment for
Yeah.
them. So
Yeah, that's
what?
a big problem.
So what is Period.org actively working to eliminate the tampon tax and get this stricken off the rolls as a luxury item?
Yeah, it's one of the many things that we're working on. The tampon tax is probably the main one that we've focused on. Not just us, this is in coalition with a lot of other organizations that work in the same area. But a lot of the states have dropped the tampon tax, and they're continuing to do so. So it's looking really good. We're hoping by the end of next year that it's tampon taxes removed from every state, and also we're hoping that products will be provided for free for people in schools and also in public places and homeless shelters and places like that as well. There's another piece of advocacy that we'd like to see happen.
Now, I didn't go to college like in the college. I had to go online because I was working. Well, I mean, also I went in the schoolhouse, but I didn't go a dedicated 4 years to college. What is that experience like when you're going to college and you know you're not working because you're full-time student, you're teen, young adult, you know, um, are you just solely dependent on your parents to make sure that you have what you need, or is there something like
Yeah.
in the
If you
clinic,
can be.
on
If you
campus?
can be or work. There's nothing on campus. Well, I mean, in our day, there was
Condoms,
nothing on campus. If you were out, you were just out.
You were just
condoms are
out.
free.
You said what, Nikki?
Condoms are free on campus, but period
Yeah.
products are not.
Yes. So you can do all the smashing.
Yeah,
You can smash
all the
all
freaky
you
activities.
want, but you don't have coverage for your period,
And
which is interesting.
and so your organization helps to provide those things to college campuses.
Yeah, it's one of the things that we do is we help collect and distribute product to people that need it. But
Hmm.
also, we like to give our chapters that are at the college campuses the tools to advocate for their communities. So, providing them with pieces of legislation or petition launching, teaching them how to
Hmm.
fundraise, giving them kind of the education behind the stigma around periods as well and how to get through that because it can be a really uncomfortable conversation to have a lot of
Hmm.
the time as well because periods are just so much taboo around them. Um, I've learned even in working with advocacy, going on these into these boards and talking about periods with mostly male or non-menstruating people,
Hmm.
Hmm.
um, can be really really daunting, and they don't really fully get it. So
Hmm.
my daughter, I understand, looked over a little bit. And I find that interesting that, periods are how we all got here.
Right.
That's how men were made.
Right.
So it's kind of like
Yeah.
suck it up and we're talking about periods and
Yep.
you're going to learn about it. And I think it's a root problem because you have to start educating people on period and period stigma from a younger age. The sex education,
Hmm.
reproductive health education is really poor in this country, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's very taboo, and that's because of a lot of reasons, cultural reasons, religious reasons, whatever that may be. However, we kind of don't teach them anything, and then we kind of send them out there and expect them to be safe and know what can happen if you get pregnant or what will happen when you get your period. And we
We
kind of, I
used
feel like,
to
our heart is that way.
we used to have health classes.
They
Yeah.
don't have sex.
At
They
least,
have health, but they don't get sex education anymore.
yeah, we used to have that where they taught you how babies are made and how you get your
And remember, they
period and
gave the
stuff.
girls a
The little
little
book.
kit.
And a kid.
Yeah, the little kit.
You got a kid in junior high. You got
Yeah.
a little book in elementary school with this is how your period starts. I remember I was in the fourth grade.
I feel like I didn't get that at Riverview. I didn't get the little book.
I don't know. We got it at Alton for sure. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
it's
what do you all? I'm sorry. What did you
no,
say?
no. I'm saying it's so great that they were, doing that. I think the problem is that we're only doing it for just the menstruating people, and it should be both
Right.
genders as well.
Hmm.
I
Well,
would
that was
agree.
Because
in
they
the
need to.
80s also. That was in the 80s.
Right.
It's not
True.
now. It's not happening now.
No, they're not getting it at all now. That's the problem.
And really, you touched on a good point, though. Talk about how we can better educate boys. Because I remember you talked when we spoke before, you talked about educating boys as well. And I think that's important to bring up.
Yeah, I think it's important to educate people who don't menstruate, not just young boys, but also just, getting more dads involved in the situation, brothers, anyone who's a male influence on a menstruator's life, I feel like should have some knowledge about periods. Um, and I think if we start kind of getting boys more comfortable with it earlier, the better. I always tell people like, hey, try, don't hide your period product. Like, let them be in the bathroom and let your kids ask about
Hmm.
them and tell them what
Mm-hmm.
they are, what they're for. We use the period packing parties. I love to have kids at the packing parties especially the boys. They ask the best questions, and what the pad is and what it does and what it's for and what it means when a woman is menstruating and how you can help them and be supportive and
What's their
understand them.
reaction, Nikki?
They're very curious. Whenever I do the workshops at the high schools, the boys ask the best questions. They want to know.
Mm.
A lot of them, especially this generation, they don't want to be in the dark about it. They actually are curious and want to know what it is.
That's
So I think
because
we
there's
need to
some.
really.
I'm sorry. I was
No,
saying
no, no,
that's
go ahead.
great because there's some grown men that think a yeast infection is a disease, like an STD. Adult men. I was like,
Education failed you.
yeah, that's definitely a fail in a bus. Like, what the?
So does your organization work with people in incarceration at all, or do you partner with groups who do that? I know that's a major problem
It is.
in incarceration.
Homelessness.
And they're often making their own. I've seen people make tampons when I worked at a jail before. So are you guys working with them?
We do, yeah. There was another bill, the Dignity Bill, that was passed in Florida that provides product to women in prison. Here in Miami, we do a lot of work in the juvenile detention centers as well, getting products to those menstruators who are younger
And
as
I hadn't
well,
even
and
thought
teaching them
about
about
that. Yeah.
teaching them about different products that they can use as well. Um, there are a lot of homeless people and people in jail that still are makeshifting products. Sometimes what happens is they may have more of one product than another, and it might not be the woman's preference to use a tampon versus a pad, which is usually the two options that they have in incarceration. Um, so sometimes when that happens, if somebody doesn't want to use a tampon and that's all that's available, they will use a sock or they'll use, you know, anything kind of that they can find that's absorbent. Napkins from the cafeteria, and make out of it.
Well,
And
I'm not
then,
gonna lie, I've been caught out there before.
Oh yeah, I think we
yeah,
all have at some point.
Napkins, paper towels, all of it. Toilet paper,
What I-
wads of toilet paper. I mean, I've been caught out there before. I'm not
But
gonna
we
lie.
had the luxury though of getting something later.
Yes.
A lot of these women don't.
Yes.
Yeah. What can we do, or what can our listeners do to help the community or help those who are suffering from period poverty?
well, you can always connect with a period chapter or any really menstrual organization in your area and see if you can donate to them, or you can call your own local shelter and see if they're in can bring. I always encourage you to do some collections in your own community. You don't have to be an organization to donate period products to anybody. If you'd like to do like a monetary donation, you can always go to period.org. We have a program right now running the Cycle for Cycle for the summer, where we give and we match it to another cycle. They only cost $5 to cover someone's cycle for a month, sometimes less. So that's another way that you can help. Or you can just reach out to me directly. I will guide you on how you can support period, alleviating period poverty in your area.
Okay.
But check out period.org for sure, and that's on Instagram at period movement.
Period. Thank you so much, Nikki. This was educational. As we always say, we'd like for our shows on KUDZUKIAN to be edutainment for the most part. So we've entertained, but now we've educated too, because this is important information to know. Educate the boys and start talking about your period, periods and menstruation when your kids are young.
Yeah, don't hide your products.
Don't
Because
hide the
it's
product.
how they got here.
It is how they got here. I fortunately did not have the luxury because my daughter was always up in my business. What's that? She's in the bathroom with me. I'm like, girl, can I have a minute, please?
I would say kid.
So when is that? So she's known about periods for quite some time before she even got
Good.
it. So. But thank you again, Nikki. Again, the organization is period.org. You can find them on Instagram at period movement. And this is Nikki Dawkins. And if you're having a baby, she can
Holler
help
at
you
her.
out too. Look at that cutie patootie. She looks so healthy. Hey, cutie. She's what now? 4 or 5 months?
5.5 months already.
Yeah, she's so cute. Congratulations on the healthy baby.
Thank you so much. I appreciate
And
that.
thank you so much again. We appreciate your time and appreciate you coming here. And we will surely talk to you again.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much for having me. This is great. You guys are very entertaining. I enjoy watching.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank
like
you.
us and share our content, please, ma'am.
I will.
All right, everybody, you're listening to 3BC, empowered by the KUDZUKIAN Network. We have been again on hiatus and we are back. This is our first show back. We are live and direct. Anybody who missed it, I guess you're not watching right now, but tell a friend to check it out on YouTube and it'll be on Facebook later. I am Joy with Chloe and Casey the Alchemist. And listen to our other shows. Actually, listen to our other
Listen
shows
to
as
our
well.
other shows.
Please.
Listen to all of them, damn it, they're good.
They're
There you
good
go.
shows. Good shows. We got everything you need on the KUDZUKIAN Network. It is on the app and on the website. Tell a friend, like us. We'll see you next time. We out.
Tell your enemies too. We don't care if they
Yeah, tell your
listen.
enemies. Fuck them. Tell
Tell
them.
everybody, girl.
All right. Bye.
Howdy, y'all.